मन के परे जाना जरूरी है. If you want to experience your consciousness, you need to go beyond your body and your mind. And now, with a lot of gratitude in your heart, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of peace, take your own speed to open your eyes and rub your palms. Welcome everyone, day 3 of this satsang. Har Har Mahadev.
हर हर महादेव.
हर हर महादेव गुरु.
गुरुजी हर हर महादेव.
महादेव गुरु
हर महादेव गुरु माँ.
Har Har Mahadev everyone, welcome to day 3. You know, when we did this pranayam for almost 40 minutes, pranayam and dhyan, I'm sure that all of you, without any exception, you did not remember any problem, any issue, right? For these 40 minutes, you were only with your consciousness and you were experiencing your consciousness elevating from a certain point and touching a certain vibration, right? So if you go back and think, when we started at 7:20, you did not think about anything at this time. You didn't think about your problems, your business, your money, nothing. Which means that your prana, which is your life force, has the capacity to take you to your consciousness very quickly. So whenever we start practicing pranayam and we go to dhyan after pranayam, आपका ध्यान हमेशा ज़्यादा अच्छा लगेगा. You'll be able to do your dhyan much better after your pranayam. That's because your prana has already regulated itself. Okay, it has already relaxed your body. There is no effort that is going to become thoughtless. Okay, so for people who are very regular, and especially the ones who are following their Mahashivratri sadhana, okay, you don't know what you're doing to yourselves. You have no idea what you're doing to yourselves. There is so much changing on the deeper levels. And that's the whole idea of spirituality, that while in living in this world, we are all used to starting from the top. Okay. So we never work from down below, you know, we always work from the top. So in this world, we always want to see the results first. But when you are doing any of your spiritual practice, you have no idea what you're doing to yourself, because you're starting right from places where you don't even know, you've never been there. You're so fearful of going there. Like, it's like, you know, you're so fearful of going to the doctor and getting your tests done because you're so scared ki pata nahi kya nikal ke aayega. Correct? So same way, this whole thing called prarabdha and this hard disk that we all have, where all our karmas are stored, okay, and it so looks as if, you know, we are all sinners, life is full of troubles, no money, etc., diseases, unhappiness everywhere. And then we often question ourselves that, have I not done anything good? Am I a sinner? Have I only done bad things? See, we are all a mix of good and bad. the ratio is different. I could have come back into this world because maybe I have pending 5 karmas. 95 are taken care of, but I still have to come here for those 5 karmas. Maybe someone sitting here has the complete opposite ratio. Maybe they've just done 5 things right and they are back to nullify their 95 wrong things. But we are all in the same Rityulok. We are all together here. Because whether you have to nullify 1 karma or you have to nullify 99 karmas, you go through the same process. The process is the same. Correct? So first thing is that when you're on a spiritual journey, I have a I picked up a very nice video which I just want to show to you, that don't hurry up with processes. Okay, don't think that suddenly you start doing your pranayam and within 2-3 days everything will be sorted. But if you see that people who've actually been consistently practicing pranayam for 3 years, 4 years, now I say we are entering the 6th year, there are people who have been doing it continuously. And they say that, this is non-negotiable now. Okay, they are experiencing changes. It's only a matter of divine order, because you don't decide your divine order, right? Divinity decides the order for you. Maybe your health is getting better fast. Maybe your temperament is getting, because if your health is getting better fast, of course, that will make you a good leader. If your temperament is improving, that will make you a good leader. If your character is improving, that will make you a good leader. Okay, so don't think that it's what you want that is going to come first. But for sure, every level of your existence changes as soon as you start doing your pranayam regularly. So pranayam and dhyan have to be non-negotiable. Gyan is good, gyan is okay. But usually I've seen the most logical people, the most educated people, they are still stuck where they were 6 years back, 7 years back. But when I ask them, the first question, are you doing your practices? No. So Gyan has no relevance if you are not implementing it. Okay, so there's this video I just came across and I just thought I'll share this with you. It was very interesting. Can you see my screen?
Go!
So you realize that sometimes when we start tough, okay, it looks tough. So these 2 children, it looked like the first child will win because he just started so close to the bucket. And this other child, he started from the last ball. It looked really tough. But actually this child who started tough won in the end. So don't do things which look very easy. That's why leaders are always put through processes. I don't know about the other skill trainings of leadership or whatever, but I always say that in the spiritual world, I will put leaders through the toughest challenges and the toughest processes. Because when you choose hard things in life, okay, when you're choosing boring stuff, when you're choosing boring food, when you're choosing health, when you're choosing tough things in life, That is what makes you win. Easy things will never make you win. So it was such a simple video of children, okay, which I thought I'll use in Gurukul, but I realized that I think even in all the adult lives, we do that all the time, always choosing the easy way. Okay, so please make this hard choice. I know it's not easy. The word sadhana sounds really tough. Getting up in the morning, taking a bath. I know, but people who are doing it, people who have made this hard choice, you know, it is the cosmic law. It is how the cosmos works. They will be successful. They will prove their mettle. Okay. So, okay, now moving forward, any questions or sharings, please raise your hands, and we are going to do it quickly today. Now, after yesterday's sharings, a lot of people sent me messages, because I think I always say that sharings, especially which are done on a Saturday, are very profound, because it's the midday. Friday, everybody is hesitant. Saturday is a long day. Saturday, many people share. I think learning is at its peak. But I think we all learned a lot from everybody's sharing as well yesterday. And in continuation to this, people who are not able to really share and are not able to word their experiences appropriately. A lot of you have messaged me saying one thing. Of course, that you realize that there are some people here on the screen who are struggling with a lot of their marriages, or you know, the spouse not being the way he should, etc., etc., or the spouse doing wrong things, and the realizations that they had in the satsang yesterday, they were the ones to choose not to live with in-laws, that they don't want to live with in-laws. And today they realize that if they were living with parents, then the husband would have not done what he's doing today. Correct? So yes, that's true. When you're living with parents, there are some things which automatically are taken care of. It's not even an effort. So when you're living with parents, it is definitely something which is not just for your children. Like we were discussing children a lot yesterday, grandparents and grandchildren relationship. But there are a few things which automatically are taken care of. You know, like something as simple as coming home on time. I've got this sanskar in my head. Which means that if you are going out, you come back at 11:45, you come back at 11:49, don't cross midnight. Don't let the other day start. So it stayed on with me. So you tend to give your sanskars ahead in the family. But maybe at that time, we did not understand. Of course, we followed, but we did not understand what is the significance of this. The significance of this is the discipline that gets instilled in you. The significance of this is when you are out and you keep seeing the watch, and there is a responsibility in you which says that, yes, my parents have said that I have to be back before it strikes 12. And then the feeling of obeying your parents, where you reach home at 11:55 and you say, oh, I just hit the mark. It's 11:55 and I'm home. So these feelings, this bond that you share with your family, can only be felt when you actually follow, when you have parents living with you telling you a few things. And that's why we say, how much ever old you are, your parents will always be parents. Your parents will always keep telling you things. You will keep getting irritated, they will still keep saying things. Yes, that's true. Whoever has now realized this, I will really say that you still have time. Okay, fix your marriage, because I'm someone who, unless there is a big issue in the marriage and unless there is like, it's no hope case, I have never said go for divorces. I have never said, I've always tried to fix things back, because dharma can bring everything back. So you still have time. You can still talk to your in-laws. You can still, you don't even need to go and say sorry, actually. You just, love is so powerful. प्रेम में इतनी शक्ति होती है, love is so powerful that you can actually just go back and you can just say that I need you now. I want to live with you. I need you. And that's it. You don't need to apologize and you don't need to suck up and you don't need to go back and discuss an issue, nothing. Even they will not go and say that I need to save my marriage, and for that I want you to come and live with us. That's it. Then there was a sharing where people have, and I'm happy that most of you are now realizing what is wrong with the financial blueprint. And a lot of contemplation about many things. A couple of you have also written that, yes, I realized that for no reason I conspired, for no reason I lied to my husband, I lied to my in-laws about money. Okay, it's like I told them that I was earning this much, wherein I was earning that much. And this was happening for no rhyme or reason, okay? Because my question was, did you do it for a reason? Which means if you're earning 1 lakh rupee a month and you said that you're only earning 20,000 rupees a month, was there a reason for this? That you wanted to save those 80,000 for your future or for the family's future or your children? So the answer was no. So obviously this came from a sanskar which was coming from the society of dividing your family. So the society will always give you some sanskar which is to break your family, which is to break the bond between a husband and a wife, or unnecessary things people will tell you that this is what you should be doing, this is what you should be doing. So you choosing to take decisions about your relationships and finances from the society is in itself a very it's a very strange sanskar that you have. The society is not an expert in anything. Okay, so when I got this and I asked a few questions, so I was also saying stealing money. Okay, so I don't know where this sanskar comes, where you are stealing money from your own house, you are hiding things, okay, from your own husband or your own wife. Now one person, now this also brings us to another contention that yes, there are times when one person is more wise than the other person. In a husband and wife, there is always one person who is more careful about finances. Okay, so that one person can take decisions about investments. Okay, can take decisions about where to put in money. Or for example, there is a scenario where you've continuously seen one person gambling in money, again and again, putting money in shares, losing it, no knowledge of shares and stocks, just putting random money there, entire savings there, and then just losing it all. And then sometimes it becomes too much, it becomes a pattern, and then the people in the house are really worried. Unless there are cases like this, if everything is fine in your house, okay, then I think you should look at building it as a unit. because this governs the money blueprint of your family also. There are no individual blueprints. So there's a blueprint that you have, which is actually the blueprint of your family. Okay. And then there is a blueprint of an organization also. That's why if you observe a team of people, if you observe a business and you observe a team of people, you'll actually be able to recognize that these guys have a very good financial blueprint, means their savings, their assets, their financial prudency, they're investing in good places, they're not wasting money. And then you look at a set of people and you say that this particular team or this particular set of people is only show off. You know, it's like the typical situation where you have cars, but you don't have the money to put fuel inside the car. So then there is a team which is only debt. All the people. That's why I say all leaders, and I'm very happy that leaders here are focusing on ensuring that their people have no debts. It's such a powerful sanskar to have in leadership. That where the first thing a leader says is that Suttu सबसे पहले ना कर्ज उतारो, बाकी ये घर और ये गाड़ी सब बाद में आती रहेगी. Alright, सबसे पहले कर्जे उतारो, become debt free. Such a powerful sanskar. Okay, so whoever has shared this, I will just say that it's okay. I mean, I really respect how honest you have been, and you have shared things which I call them the dark secrets, because stealing and lying, this only we know. Okay, but if you've shared it, I really respect your honesty, but I will just say that please change it immediately. And now that you're with G-Cube, you should not take time to change your sanskar, because now you should not really worry about anything. That's the best part. When you are in spiritual hands, when you are with G-Cube, then you should not worry. Just immediately change your sanskar. Everything will be taken care of. Okay. Then a lot of people talking about, okay, yes, I'll just talk to Preeti and you all in the middle as well. Yes, Preeti.
Ram Guru Mahar Mahadev.
Harar Mahadev, how are you?
I'm good. I wanted to ask you about something where you said there's no need to say sorry because love is more powerful. Doesn't that mean if I were to break something by accident and instead of saying sorry mama, I apologize, I say I love you mama?
Of course you can.
Okay. But aren't you supposed to say sorry?
I feel sorry is a very overrated statement. I feel I don't like the word sorry, because every time you say sorry, I feel you're opening up gates to making more mistakes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the vibration of this word. But if you really say I love you instead of sorry, I think this comes with a lot more, because I say it to my team as well. They'll make there are people in my team who've been making the same mistake for 10 years and they keep saying sorry, and I'm now tired of hearing their sorry. Okay, because sorry word has a vibration of making more mistakes. Right? So you feel, oh, you've said sorry and you've gotten done with it, and you've done a big thing by apologizing, and you've bent down and whatever, right? Or rather, I feel that if you focus on correcting your mistake. Now, if you grow up tomorrow and then you're working with someone and he's your boss, okay, now you're not going to go and say, I love you.
Yeah, of course not.
Right? And then my thing is, you need not say sorry, but if you've made a mistake, you should immediately have the courage of correcting that mistake. That's more powerful than saying a sorry.
Okay. And wait, do you wanna see something super cool?
I'm asking him not to bring in the house, but he's still bringing. Can you please ask him not to bring?
What?
These are like a type of rare insect shell.
Okay.
and they come out in the summer, and I just think they're super duper cool.
All right.
So I just wanted to know if you thought they were cool.
Why is
Also.
bringing boxes full? I'm asking him not to bring.
What?
It's dead.
It's okay. Let him explore. Let him explore.
He's at the shelf, Mama. They're not dead.
Why is bringing boxes full of that?
This is my people.
But yes, there were more. If Pranam Guruma.
Show them away.
My more big realization for me as well. We are two daughters only, and my parents are also getting old. My father is 78. He started little fumbling, and yesterday when I was thinking of that, I need to work more hard this year. I don't have time, at least nothing. I have to go more 100 time because it's difficult for them. I think for families in India, they don't understand that they can live with me and my in-laws can live with me. So I was thinking that is that possible, not possible, I don't know, because it's very so marriage also. I'm sick and they are, so there's a lot of thing in their minds also. So I
Tell
was
me, Preeti, one thing. No, listen. Every time you're talking of problems, tell me what is in your hand right now.
but the thing is that I was thinking that can I bring this solution inside that I can keep both of them together.
But why are you thinking of this solution? This solution will come to a highly empowered person. This is a solution which comes to people who are highly empowered. Are you empowered right now? Like I saw that you were not even doing pranayam.
Yeah, ma, because it was 3 o'clock here when you started, and after doing my 12:30, I had my food because of the timing. I had food after 12:30, so it was 1 or 2 hours only. So when I'm doing, it's not, I was not able to do, so I start breathing.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So I noticed you were not doing your pranayam. So
I did it in the morning, but because
right.
of that only.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that let's not see, this is the difference. And to a certain extent, I feel that what is in our hand right now, we don't do that. But we want solutions to very big problems in our life. Okay, but what is in your hands right now is your health. That's it. You can keep worrying about your parents, you can keep worrying about their getting old, you can keep worrying about anything, but you are not doing what is in your hands right now, which is taking care of your health. And that is the problem with everyone. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. So it almost becomes like a dream, it almost becomes procrastination. You do what is in your hands right now. Taking care of your health, that's it.
I'm doing it. I'm having that sattvic diet, no mirchi, nothing.
That's
like
it. Oh, you just push yourself to doing that. Rest everything is not your work. Then rest everything is the cosmic order. You have to be eligible for something also. You understand? आपके कहने से कुछ नहीं होगा कि आप चाहते हो अपने पेरेंट्स को साथ में रखना, आप 2 बहनें हो, पेरेंट्स ओल्ड हो रहे हैं एंड ऑल दैट, आप चाहते हो उन क्या करें, उनसे बात करें, कुछ करें, नथिंग, कुछ नहीं फायदा होता. आप सिर्फ वो करो जो अभी आपका धर्म है. दैट्स इट. Assigned task, इसी को तो कृष्णा said, निर्धारित कर्म, assigned task. So just focus on your health. Okay.
Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Suma. Bye.
Bye bye.
Pranam Di, Har Har Mahadev. Do you just want to express my feelings? I don't know if it is sharing or not.
Yeah.
You have been discussing about this family and the sanskar and dharma, all that. I did not see my grandparents because they had gone to superpower much earlier. Then I lost my mother at the age of 7. And I don't remember much about her. And then at the age of 12, I lost my father too. And we siblings were survived anyhow by we were brought up by my cousin brother, and he was much older to us. 15 years gap was there. And at the age of 22, I left the home for doing the job. So I don't think I learned, dharma, you were talking about dharma.
Hmm.
So I realized yesterday that I never came across, such things to learn the dharma, what my dharma is, because nobody was there to teach me. And the life went by, I got married, my wife, um, she lost her mother before my marriage 1 year back. And after 2 years of my marriage, she lost her father too. So nobody is there around us to teach us the dharma or the sanskar. I think now I realize that I have been doing the duty as per the need of the hour. I was performing the duties only. Later on, I realized that I did not have the, devotion to any superpower, Ishwar, or I did not have that much. Though the wife was doing some karm kand and all that in the puja and part. Whenever any situations came in my family that something happened and she used to have the phone call to her elder sister or somebody, what to do now? I don't know how to perform this. Somebody died, what to do? Somebody, like that. What I realized yesterday, and in this course of time, we have two daughters. Uh, the business came 4 years back in my life. Some of my leaders told that you focus on your business. Now the daughters were there with us. Now the elder daughter left me to do her college 4 years back. Now she is in Mumbai. And the younger daughter also left 2 years back to do her college in Delhi now. So we are two, husband and wife. Yesterday I realized when all this happened in this 50 years of my life, I did my duties only as per the need of the time. I even don't know. Yesterday, the Ritika was also saying something similar that I had been performing my duties only. I could not do the dharma. What I did not even know what the dharma was. So at this juncture, when the daughters are away from us, how in the perspective of daughters, what they will, even they are blank. They did not learn anything from us. So this is very horrible situation that nobody is performing the dharma, and I am not able to, pass the right things to my children also. So will they be able to go through their lives with proper dharma, or it is up to them? They will learn their self how to deal with the life. Now I am realizing that I should perform. I will start performing, doing my dharma. But what about my children? Even they did not learn anything.
Very powerful sharing. Let me ask you something, Vipin. What brings you to satsang? How many satsangs have you attended?
23, 24, this 2 years back, I started.
What are you learning in satsang?
I have been actually learning how to correct myself. I have been doing the things, as you just said, that society put in so many wrong things in me. I handled the things as per the, what society gave me those learnings. But I came to know, even starting of the business, I learned so many wrong things. Just now you told me that leaders are there who try to bring their, like ayahs like us out of the debt. But unfortunately, I was not in right hands there too. But just now I realized this was very bad to me. But anyhow, I survived. and Mahadev wanted me to meet you. I am on the right path. I am correcting myself. I am learning the things and trying to put in within me and trying to correct myself only. That is the thing. Wherever I am wrong, I am trying to correct myself.
See, Vipin, I am getting a lot of energy of honesty and courage from you right now. And it takes a lot of courage for a 50-year-old to say this. It takes a lot of courage. Because in your spiritual journey, there are times when you you're completely broken because something just comes and hits you and you realize that this is your life. Maybe yesterday was that day in 2 years where you realized that you don't have your parents. Because even when we are 40, 45, 50 and we have our parents, no, we can, and our children are say troubling us, we can just go to our parents and say ki, kya karu main? And then your father will just put his hand on your shoulder and say, koi baat nahi, tune bhi kiya tha aise, tere bacche bhi kar rahe hain, koi baat nahi. Correct? So that's what I was saying, that the presence of this generation in our life is a blessing. However, प्रारब्धवश अगर आपके माता पिता आपके साथ नहीं हैं, अब the question is that can you understand the difference between duty and dharma? Yes. Is this too late? Not at all. स्वयं कृष्ण ने बोला, कृष्ण ने क्या बोला? बार बार कृष्ण ने बोला, अरे तब बुला लेते मुझे, अरे तब बुला लेते, मैं तो वहीं था, अरे तब बुला लेते, तब हो जाता सब ठीक. तो कृष्ण ने दुर्योधन को भी कितने मौके दिए, कृष्ण ने युधिष्ठिर को भी कितने मौके दिए कि वो आखिरी तक भी अगर कृष्ण को बुला लेते तो भी सब ठीक हो जाता. Which means that if we have this access, and maybe for 2 years you were not able to surrender, and yesterday was a day which has stricken that chord in you. Okay? So this is the time. It is very easy for duty to become dharma with a guru. I'm coming to that. बहुत आसान होता है. ड्यूटी का मतलब होता है कर्तव्य. करेक्ट? ड्यूटी का हिंदी शब्द है कर्तव्य. कर्तव्य को धर्म बनाकर समझाना ये गुरु का धर्म है, जो कृष्ण ने किया अर्जुन के साथ. कृष्ण ने ये नहीं बोला कि तुम क्षत्रिय हो, तुम्हें लड़ना है. If Krishna would have told Arjun that you are a kshatriya, you have to fight. It is your duty. Correct? Krishna said, no, you are a kshatriya. You have to fight because you have to re-establish dharma. So he took him to another level. So same way, if you feel I am your guru, or if you feel like surrendering, I will never tell you that as a father, it is your duty to provide to your family. पैसा लेकर आओ, कहीं से भी लाओ, चोरी करके लाओ, कमा के लाओ, कहीं डाका डालो, कुछ भी करो, बट आकर अपने बच्चों को खाना खिलाओ. वो है ड्यूटी. करेक्ट? Dharma is when I am telling you, Vipin, make sure that as a father, your dharma is to provide for your family, but you should also remember that money that you're getting, even if it is a small amount, it should have righteousness in it. You understand? So as a guru also, I am going to teach you dharma. I am not going to teach you your duty. So duty is that, okay, you are sitting with your family every day, you are having coffee, tea with your wife every day, giving your children's fees, but you are going out to some other woman. Is that dharma? Can you argue that you are not doing your duty? Of course you are doing your duty. कर्तव्य पालन करना और धर्म पालन करना are two different things completely. And usually in this day and age, which we call the Kali Yuga, even parents are not able to teach their children dharma. Even parents are only teaching their children, which is children or grandchildren, whatever, only duties, because that is what they know. Unko khud ko pata nahi hai. You have to really be in Gyan. That is why I keep saying, where is the Guru culture? The Guru culture was a culture where this kind of education and sanskar came in your family. So today even parents don't know. Parents are only teaching their children how to do duty, not dharma. So you should be rest assured that as soon as you surrender, now the problem here is your surrender. Are you just feeling bad for yourself that no one was there to teach you dharma? Or are you even feeling good that because there was a vacuum of parents, so finally this business came 4 years back and now you have a spiritual platform where you're able to learn dharma. There is no age to learn dharma. समझ रहे हो आप? कोई उम्र नहीं होती धर्म सीखने की. तो अगर समर्पण आ रहा है, इफ यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड इफ यू अंदर से लग रहा है कि हाँ अब वो जो कुछ मिसिंग था अब वो पूरा होने वाला है, सो बच्चों को वापस बुलाकर बिठाकर धर्म सिखाने की जरूरत नहीं होगी. नाउ दे हैव गॉन. सो नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन इज how you interact with them, how you talk to them. Okay, whenever you are, whenever they are here on a holiday, how you will, the topics that you will talk about, okay, that will be completely different. उसका मायना ही बदल जाएगा. You understand? So उसमें इतना टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है कि the children have grown up, they have gone away, they are now, you know, studying outside. My daughter is already 23, 24. It's already late. No, nothing is late. That's why the first day end में I said, na, this is, I'm urging everyone, ki please take that bold step now. So don't worry, Vipin. If you and your wife are aligned, okay, if you are able to understand how important it is to incorporate dharma in your family, okay, then it will automatically start happening with children. The mistake is by parents, it's not the children. Like I said, kahin aisa to nahi hai na. I was telling Ritika also yesterday, I hope subconsciously you have not renounced that. Okay, now what do parents say? It's okay now. What can we do? Now children are not listening. What to do? This is called renouncing, giving up. Dharma will never say give up. This is only an excuse that you're giving yourself because you have not followed dharma. Like, you know, somebody was sharing yesterday that this whole concept, I think it was Pratik, who said that he did not understand this whole concept of a parent teaching their own child how to make a drink. It's such a common thing in this Western world. Okay. But today, if the same child is, just a samajik lajja, he's doing something because of which you are not happy, have you got the courage to go to that place and say that, oh, I was the one to do wrong. I only taught this child how to make a drink at home. So why am I now feeling so sad? This is, ये तो मेरा ही बीज है, मैंने ही तो बीज डाला था इसमें. So there's no age to understand dharma. And that's what I said, no, Vipin. The reason of joining satsang, it's there, it's decided. You have to understand why you're here. और अगर धर्म का पालन करोगे ना तो तुम्हारा जीवन बहुत शांति में बीतेगा. Now you have 2 daughters. I'm sure as a father of 50, there would be some concern, no, about the fact that they should have a good career, they will get married, they will go to some other place. You know, now also you are living alone, then also you will live alone, correct? But when you teach your child dharma, when you will teach your daughters dharma, okay, then you will be happy and they will be happy. But today parents are not teaching their children dharma, no?
Yeah, that's the same thing I've been doing.
So आजकल देखो कितना बदल गया है. So earlier on, the parent, when the child was getting married, the parent would send the daughter saying that देखो तुम अब 2 परिवारों की लाज हो. कोई भी ऐसा काम मत करना कि उस लाज को, उस शर्म को तुम छोड़ दो, correct? And then they would send her. ऐसा नहीं, they would renounce their daughter. ऐसा नहीं था कभी भी. Because the daughters were very empowered back then. Sanskar and dharma empowers the daughters. She's Prakriti. आप उसको बांध नहीं सकते. She has to go. She's given the task of procreation. She's given the task of, you know, taking the generations ahead. But today you see, because of this westernized world and the society giving you some wrong information, what is the parent telling a child? That even if anybody says anything to you, just come back, pack your bags and come back. This is what a parent is telling the child, right? This is not dharma. It means आप प्रकृति को सिखा रहे हो कि तुम अपने धर्म के विरुद्ध चलो. You understand what I'm trying to say? So this remorse in your life, or this vacuum that you're facing in your life, this is the time to fill it up, Vipin. You don't have to worry. I say the same thing to Saurabh also. He also has 2 daughters. He's always so stressed about those 2 daughters. Isn't it, Saurabh?
Yes, Dee.
But obviously situation is not the same. Here,
No, it is not.
lost his parents really early. And believe me, Vipin, I did not know this. So now I am going to send you more energy.
You know.
I'm going to send you more blessings, because after all, it's not about you. It's about your 2 daughters as well.
We have been to you, Ma, twice at Mahashivratri and this Guru Purnima. With my
Yes.
daughters, I was there.
Yes.
Dee, I just wanted to say something about that.
Yeah.
I am from that generation where fathers sat their sons down and said, okay, come have a drink with me. At that time, the environment was so bad that people were worried that their children going to college are going to fall into drugs and, you know, go and have alcohol in the wrong places. And it was pretty rampant at that time. My mother did not let me take a lot of choices in career because she said, so that is where at that time parents said, rather than you going and doing something stupid outside, come sit with me, I will at least handle it in the right environment. So they tried to create a positive environment out of a negative situation where their children were going to fall. And yes, as it seems not the right thing as far as dharma is concerned, but today I face the same situation. I may be teaching my children things which might end up against dharma simply because I'm trying to manage the current situation. Simply because there is a certain influence in society, simply because there is a practice in society which I may not be okay with because I think it is against the obvious dharma. I'm trying to take shortcuts to teach.
See, Saurabh, you and people like Vipin and so many other parents who have teenagers and who have children in their 20s, outside, whatever. You see, if you guys had the Gyan coming into your life at the right time, okay, you would have had this rationale long back, and you would have known how to handle your children. For example, when I talk to children and I talk about this psychedelic mindset and this whole culture of drinking and everything, I never say, I've never said it to you all also that don't drink. I say you come to a point where the alcohol leaves you. You don't leave anything.
Yes,
That's the level of self-awareness. I always tell teenagers and these young people who are like, you know, compulsively into all of this. Like drugs is very normal now. Weed is very normal with children. Very normal with children, correct? Even schools now. So what do I say? I said, look, okay, you want to do this, you're experimenting, great. But you know how you talk to them is what they understand. After all this psychedelic mindset, what really happens is there is a chemical alteration that is happening in their body. Okay, so there is a chemical alteration. You consume something, something chemically gets changed in your body, you get a high, and everything around you is wow, 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 wow. So they have this wow experience. Correct? And
Yeah.
our children are getting drawn to this wow experience. I remember meeting a 24, 25-year-old who was like into this, confused about his sexuality, hardcore into all this, and not really recent, okay? Like he'd been doing it for 8, 9 years, which means he would have probably started when he was in class 11 in school, correct? And because again, his parents decided to put him into the best boardings in Dehradun, etc., etc. So, you know, I sat that child down and I said, it's okay. I understand this wow experience and all of this thing that you have, this chemical alteration and everything. I tried to understand the vacuum that he has inside. What really, I asked him one question. I said, the next morning, okay, do you feel kind? Do you feel something has risen? Do you feel more productive, more useful? No, not at all. It's pathetic. And then, you know, the next evening, 4 p.m., I have to start again. I need to feel that wow. Okay. I realized something was really missing in that child's life. Of course, it went down to the relationship that his parents shared. Okay. Because of which he realized that my parents don't have a good relationship, because of which they have pushed me into a hostel. So he started finding his own happiness, etc., etc. But I told him something. I said, okay, what if I give you the same high? Okay. But it's not a chemical alteration. It's not something temporary. And after this high, you are in a state where you feel more productive. You feel you're a great human being. And it's a feeling which is honestly uplifting. Because after a chemical induction in your body, you don't feel uplifted, right? And it just made sense to him. He says, do you think there is anything that can make me feel like this forever? I said, yes, there is something like this. He says, what is it? I said, meditation. He said, nah, that's not my cup of tea. I can't do this. I can't do that. I said, okay, try. Try to karo. Do it with me. Okay. I said, you're going to do it with me. I'm not saying just, just go and do it. You're going to do it with me. And believe me, Saurabh and Vipin, it was just 7 days. Just 7 days. Because see, that's how, वो कहते हैं ना कच्ची मिट्टी है उस समय.
Correct.
That's how receiving they are. But that soul was broken in the same house by his own parents. The parents didn't realize they were breaking a soul. Okay. And it's so tough to restore them back, to heal them back. But you have to really speak what they understand.
So the last Sawan, when we started this, I went off non-veg and liquor both. That was June. And then I continued it till BI. One of the reasons for doing that was because, of course, I wanted to detox, but I also realized that if I do this, then it's the conversation I'm having with my children. Every time somebody's coming into the house, no, why are you not having? I explain. When my children ask, why aren't you having? I explain. My younger one she's going to be 17 in August, but because of the environment, because of the friends, because of the overall society, can I have a drink? Can I have a drink? Can I have a drink? I said, no. But I told her, I said, your liver's not ready. You want to damage your liver today? Start drinking. You don't want to damage your liver today, you will not have it now. But when I did this abstinence, I have had another conversation with them saying, I don't need it. I've never had to smoke in life. I've never been the kind who's, bhand hoke pade, like as we say in our language. But when they asked me, Dad, have you ever been completely drunk? I said, never. Why? Because I don't want to lose my senses. I don't look like an idiot ever.
Hmm.
So I'm pushing that conversation as well. And thankfully, because of this sadhana that was there from June and then carried on to Diwali and then later on, I've also realized that there is a way of explaining life. This is what would happen in Gurukuls, etc. earlier. Because the people were practicing it themselves, they would be able to tell the children the reason for it. Explaining a reason is also important. We
That's
did
what
not
I said.
understand the reasons.
That's exactly what I said. That because you could be 50, 55 today, and because you don't have an access to it, and it's just happened recently with you, so there will always be a sense of remorse that yaar mujhe pehle kyun nahi ye sab samajh mein aa gaya.
Correct. I guess Arjun would have been about 50 when Mahabharata happened.
Yeah, fairly.
So, you know, that is
46, 50, yes.
46, 50. So that is pretty much the age when Gyan has come to him with Gita. So, matlab, there is no age for it.
There is no age for anything. And that's the reason why I'm saying that the whole point of discussing this aspect in this satsang, which is very simple but most ignored. Okay, it's very easy to pick up a complex book, bring it in your home library and read it and talk of success and talk of making money and all of that. But this is getting ignored. And it makes no sense to talk about money blueprint if we are not talking about the family culture, if we are not talking about the family unit. And that's where I always say that this whole corporate culture also, I mean, you are in a business where everything is about profits, which is a great thing. But somewhere this corporate culture has also contaminated the minds. It's become very toxic. It's made everybody so selfish. It's so full of lies. It's so full of unreasonable expectations that something very simple is very tough to understand.
Yes,
Correct? So I think as a parent, because everybody is sensitive as a parent. You can be unreasonable as a leader, but as a father, you can never be unreasonable. अपने बच्चों पर आती है तो सबको बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है.
Yes.
Right? So I just feel, and then you can never be happy if your children are not happy, honestly. All your money that you have earned will be waste if your children are not happy, if your children are not doing well, if they are not true assets to humanity. It is not a good feeling, believe me.
There was this line in this book from Khalil Gibran where he says, your children are not really your own. They are the future's dharohar to you. They are like arrows that you being the bow has to shoot into the future. And they're your responsibility. They're not your own.
That's why I said your only responsibility is to make them good humans. And you can only make them good humans if you have the sanskar of dharma in you. So your realization or Vipin's realization, of course, situation is completely different. You're still blessed. You have your father. And I remember last year you took that effort of bringing him here on his 88th birthday, I think, right?
Yeah.
He just wanted that. And now you know what it is to have a father and to be a father. But for Vipin, I can also understand the pain that he has inside. Okay. But Vipin, don't worry. It's never too late. ठीक है ना? And now continuing with your both discussions, I'm just going to take this ahead a little bit because again, yesterday there could have been some sort of a confusion. Look, I said dharma. If you remember, all of you who did Atma Manthan, I think in the first 2-3 satsangs only, I brought the word dharma, where I clarified that dharma does not mean dharam. Like we say in today's language, are you a Hindu? Are you a Muslim? Are you a Christian? All right. It is not that dharam. Dharma is a universal word. It is an eternal word. Okay. So dharma has a lot to do with prarabdha. Now, how is dharma linked to prarabdha is a whole satsang in itself that we'll cover later. But let me just clarify more. Duty, when we talk of duty, what's the big deal? Duty. You know, like whatever Shantanu shared yesterday or Ritika shared yesterday. And then maybe there were some confusions after that, because the whole intention of sharing was very different. Okay, I want to clarify that. Now, duty in spirituality means kartavya. Okay, kartavya. It's very simple. Now, dharma is a universal principle. You should please write this down. Dharma is a universal principle of balance. Dharma keeps everything in balance. That's why Krishna said, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. So which means that jab dharma ki hani hogi, tab adharma badhega, tab koi na koi avatar aake balance karega. So when we say that dharma is the universal principle of balance, we are also acknowledging the fact that to create this balance, something has to be destroyed and someone has to be destroyed. All right. So dharma never says, and that's the reason, if you remember in the Atma Manthan session, Arjun is asking Krishna that you have always spoken of non-violence, and today you are asking me to fight the war, which means, are you trying to say that dharma means violence? And Arjun is confused. Are you all with me? Are you able to understand? So the dharma is universal principle of balance. And this balance cannot be achieved without destroying a dharma. And now this adharma can be a bad habit. This adharma can be a person. This adharma can be an army. This adharma can be your own people, whatever it is. But this state of balance or dharma cannot be achieved without destroying adharma. Then another definition can be that dharma is your righteousness. So making it simple for you to understand, it is universal principle of balance. It is righteousness. Okay. And the other thing is, it is the cosmic order. The best way for you to understand dharma is the dharma of the sun, the dharma of the moon. Okay. Never late, following the cosmic order. Okay. Every morning, there is no mood of the sun. Okay. Sun is not feeling great that he is doing his duty every day. That's the dharma. That's the assigned task. Okay. Never questioned. सूर्यदेव ने कहीं भी किसी कहानी में क्वेश्चन नहीं किया कि भाई मुझे रोज क्यों आना है सुबह 5:35 पे गर्मियों में और 6:30 बजे सर्दियों में. कभी भी क्वेश्चन नहीं किया सूर्य ने अपना धर्म. Okay. Same way, agar father is the son, so a father also cannot question his dharma ever. Oh, why should I? I don't have this. I'm not feeling well. I'm not this. I'm not that. My children are not doing this for me, so why should I? So you understand, dharma is dharma. God made you the father. God made you the mother. But it's also righteousness. So when a father is okay with what a child is doing, when a mother is okay with all the wrong things the children are doing, it means she is dutiful, but she's not following dharma. So the mother should be, so if say, for example, your son is doing something really wrong and, one parent is still protective. So the mother will stand up and say that, okay, so this is, I'm telling someone here, sun lijiye aap zara, Rajni ji, sun lijiye. So the mother stands up and says that, look, it's okay, we are doing the duty as parents. Lekin now Stop giving money to this son. I will not allow this. This is dharma of a mother. Enough is enough. Stop giving money. And then you see that as soon as you follow dharma, how things start moving in a positive direction. The reason why things are not moving in a positive direction is that we are in a state of illusion. We have given ourselves a narrative. हाय मैं तो माँ हूँ, मैं कैसे ना पूछूं अपने बच्चे को, मैं तो पिता हूँ, how can I be so unkind? This stupid narration that we give ourselves, where we feel that we are doing our duty. Duty is an obligation. Dharma is cosmic order. Because when you follow the universal principle of balance, you also say, ये गलत है, छोड़ो इसको, get out. बाहर निकलो यहाँ से. That is dharma. Don't you understand? Don't you remember your ancestors and those great grandfathers who you really feel, how did they even manage the whole family? Don't you remember how they just stood up and they said कि जिसको रहना है रहो वरना बाहर जाओ. Do you remember? They used to just say this, रहना है रहो वरना बाहर जाओ. वो रहा दरवाजा, जाओ. कोई नहीं जाता था. कोई छोड़ के नहीं जाता था. That is the power of dharma. Children leave you because there is no dharma in the house. Because your emphasis is only on duty. Duty तो फोन पे भी हो जाती है. ड्यूटी तो फोन भी हो जाता है. हाँ, माँ को एक सुबह फोन कर दिया. हाँ, ओके, यो ओके, हाँ, ड्यूटी डन. Duty and dharma can never be the same. Are you all able to follow what I'm saying? The other thing is that when we talk of dharma, the word Sanatan comes. That's why we say Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan is eternal. Something which will always be there. Even if everything gets destroyed, Sanatan, something eternal will always remain. That is called dharma. So for your ease, I have just made a small table. Okay. Now, when people only follow their duty, they are limited in their roles. They are limited in their roles as a mother. They are limited in their roles as a father, as a husband, as a wife, as an upline, as a downline. Okay. So when you're following your duty, you're just limited in your role. When you're following your dharma, you expand. You expand your personal level, you expand your spiritual level, you expand your societal level. That's why you will always see leaders who follow dharma are very big assets to the society. Their roles are not limited. Okay. When anybody only follows their duty, they are doing tasks based on situations and time. Life for a dutiful person is a task based on situation and time. Right? So whatever the situation demands, whatever the time demands, it is a limitation with them. So they will just do that. But if you're following your dharma, this completely changes. Then you become a part of sustaining someone's life. There's no situation, there's no time. Everything is unlimited for you. So you always become an asset where you're sustaining life and following the cosmic order. So obviously now you realize that when you're looking at a dutiful person, there is a limitation. There is an argument. मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, मेरी अब सिचुएशन नहीं है, जब सिचुएशन थी तो मैंने कर दिया, जब मेरे पास पैसा था तो मैंने कर दिया, अब मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है, अब मैं नहीं कर सकता. Even with your own parents, a son will argue because he thinks he's doing his duty. It's just a tick in the box. Okay? Dharma is completely opposite. Dharma says everything will come later. Okay? But I want to understand this duty of mine, this responsibility of mine right now. That is my focus. Say, for example, I don't know if Sachin is here or not today. Let me give you his example. Now that you all know that what all he went through, especially with Arya's sickness. Okay. So on his wedding, I was not there because I was not well. I came back in my room, but he gave a very beautiful speech at the end of his wedding, which made me so emotional. Later, the kids recorded it and made me hear. He mentioned the word dharma. Now, this was very unexpected. He just mentioned that, Dee has taught me dharma and she's actually made me understand what dharma is. And I realized why he was saying it. It made me very emotional because I remembered that when Arya was sick, okay, he was alone with a small baby. And he was playing the role of a father and a mother. So from making her milk, okay, to whatever that time was, I don't want to remember. But I realized that whatever I said he was doing, at that time I said, look, you have to forget everything. While you will be doing all your responsibilities and duties, but your dharma right now is your child. So it was not an obligation. So 24/7, the focus was the dharma of a father, the dharma of a father. I kept reminding him, I said, remember why she's come to you. Because she has this prarabdha and she knows that you can handle it for her. She has chosen you. This is your dharma as a father. Understand. And this made him so powerful, I feel. So he was not missing his Zoom calls. He was not, completely out of the radar. Yes, he was not in a panic situation. He was not going around telling everyone what he's experiencing, but he was doing his dharma as a father. He did not ignore dharma as a son at that time. When she was okay, we decided, okay, now it's time to tell the parents. Let's call the parents also now. He did dharma as a son. He was taking care of his parents also at that time. So dharma is not limited to time and situation. He didn't say ki, suno, now I can't talk to my parents because my focus is my daughter. Let the parents go to hell. Let me just focus on my daughter. He never did that. He followed everything. This is the power of dharma. The power of duty is an obligation. And that is what makes a leader. Coming back to day one, a leader is a good human being. A leader is never saying, okay, I am renouncing this responsibility. A leader says, it's okay. It's my dharma. I am a leader. I am a father. I am a son. I will embrace it. Because dharma gives you strength. Duty has its own limitations. The other way of explaining this is your duties can change. Okay? So your duties can change as per time, as per circumstances, as per situations. Your dharma is always constant. It's the same sun for centuries. He's not getting tired of rising and setting. Moon is not getting tired of rising and setting. Trees are not getting tired of flowering and fruiting. Nature is not getting tired. But when you are doing your duties, you often get tired because your duties have a lot to do with the situation and the time that you're experiencing. But when you're following your dharma, it is eternal. People say anything, but you will say nahi. Till my last breath, till my last drop of blood, I will do my dharma as a leader. This is my organization. This is my team. These are my people. It not even becomes our then. It is mine. So when it is about dharma, you just realize it's mine. This is my people. This is my organization. And that's why leaders, and sometimes when you feel that, business is not working, you just want to quit, it means you are dutiful people. When it's about dharma, you can never quit. The sun can never quit. The moon can never quit. So people who often quit in relationships, okay, who somewhere they have that energy of quitting. That is why money also leaves them. I always tell people, if there is a problem in your money, if suddenly things are going down, please, something is going wrong in your house. Check. धर्म का पालन नहीं हो रहा. Check. And if parents feel obligated, and if parents are only dutiful, okay, then that house is bound to be like what I will just discuss. Because dharma is more than personal emotions. Dharma is not personal emotions. Duties is personal emotion. I want to do, I will do. Now I don't want to do, so I will not do. It's above personal emotions. Now, yesterday I gave you the example of Krishna and Arjun, okay? When Krishna and Arjun are in the battlefield, Krishna is not telling him his duty. Krishna is teaching him dharma. If Krishna was teaching him the duty that, look, you're a Kshatriya, you're a warrior, you have to fight the war, it is your duty to fight the war. He says, no, it's not my duty to fight the war. I'm not feeling well. Okay, go back, no problem. Krishna says, it is your dharma. Because you're a Kshatriya, it is your dharma. You have been chosen to do this. Do you understand? He doesn't understand. Then he recites the Gita, the 18 chapters. Because Arjun is wanting to be obligated. Arjun is wanting to just say, I let go of my duty. Nahi karna mujhe. Okay? And here is dharma. So now Krishna is reminding him of his dharma, that look, all these people, okay, this is adharma. And you are the chosen one. And I have chosen you. And you have to go and fight. You have to kill them. Because you have to restore dharma. That's why I said, kartavya is limited. Dharma is unlimited. That's why I said, karuna and kranti. You have empathy for your people. Okay? But you're also taking those bold decisions. You are telling them that, okay, now I will. Sometimes all the questions that you have asked me in the past is about dharma. That should we renounce the people who are misleading us? Of course, that is also dharma. You have to take this bold decision. You have to separate yourselves. That is your own bold decision. That change, that transformation has to come. Now, on the contrary, what did you see? What was Bhishma Pitama doing? Bhishma Pitama was dutiful. He took a vow. A stupid promise he gave his father. So his duty towards the throne of Hastinapur made him so blind that he could not follow dharma. He was only following his duty, this oath that he had taken. So much so that when he's witnessing, he only is thinking, I want to protect the throne. My duty is to protect the throne. I gave a promise to my father. I will not get married. I will only protect the throne. I will only protect the throne. So much so that he's blinded by his duty, that he is not able to follow dharma. And there is a consequence to this. Whenever you pose to the world that you have done your duty and not followed dharma, there will be a consequence. And whenever you have the courage to renounce your previous duty and follow dharma, there is still a consequence. On the other hand, we see in the story of Ramayana, there is a Vibhishan who decides that he will leave his brother Ravan because Ravan is not following dharma. Okay, and he says, I'm not going to do this duty of a brother. What nonsense is this? I will go towards Ram. I will follow dharma. So leaders, rulers have always made these choices. That you want to be dutiful. Okay, and that's how you're training your team. That's how you're training your family. Or else you are following dharma and you're empowering your people that, look, no matter what, our growth is going to be slow. Maybe we are 1 year late, maybe we are 2 years late. Okay? Ho jayega. Build your character, build your culture. Ho jayega. Money will happen, growth will happen. It's powerful. So that's how you see this difference between your duty. It is a big deal. Anyone who's following dharma is revered. It is a big deal. And that's why I'm saying that before you talk to your children, please correct yourself. Because jab wo vapis aayega na, right now everything could be just okay. 5 years, 10 years down the line, jab wo vapis aayega na, then you'll realize what was the difference between being dutiful and following dharma. Dharma is tough. Of course, dharma is tough. But everywhere it is about only dharma. That's the whole idea of studying spirituality or studying any shastra. That we need to distinguish between duty and dharma. Kartavya palan or dharam ka palan. Zameen asman ka farak hota hai. I remember in Atma Manthan we have touched this topic, but we need to recap over this. I gave this example. Okay, how many of you are okay with your father just coming and giving you all the money in the world, but your father going to another woman and not your mother at night? Your father can come and tell you, I'm doing my duty. Why are you questioning me? But this is duty minus dharma. Okay, because if a father knows the dharma, if a husband knows the dharma, okay, he will do all his duties and responsibilities with utmost righteousness. That is the difference. I'm just going to read so many messages. Meanwhile, Sachin, anything?
Ji, just wanted to add when you said when we follow dharma, you know, when you were talking about that time, it took me back to 4 years, 5 years back, actually 4 years back.
Yeah.
And you know that like only you and me know about a lot of things which wherein I just wanted to share here, right? Dharma was so much ingrained since that time that there were people in my life who were toxic, and I knew that my life will be hell if they remain in my life. Okay? But still, when you and me used to talk, I only used to tell, but I won't do anything I will follow my dharma. If Mahadev want, he will take me out of this. These people will go away automatically, or I will keep following my dharma forever, actually, right? And this is what happened. I mean to say, there were a couple of, energies which were around, which got vanished automatically, actually. Automatically. And my only, in fact, you told me also, but my thing was only one thing, that I will not do anything which is out of my dharma, because if my dharma is to do this, I will keep following. And then, but automatically they're gone, actually, right? So this is autocorrection.
Yes.
So this is what exactly is autocorrection, or it's autocorrection only. So it's powerful. When we follow dharma, automatically things come in place, actually, right?
Yes.
And there is no, there are a lot of duties or responsibilities, so-called, which I feel, okay, abhi mere ko nahi karna hai. But this never come, because dharma has a different energy. There's no for it. You're born for that only, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not able to explain that, right? Dharma is like breathing. You can't say, I don't want to breathe, I'm tired today, right? The duties and responsibilities, okay, fine. This time I won't be there for my duty into this, right? But for dharma, obviously. So that's the reason why, in fact, in QSP also, when I shared about the RS surgery that time, when people got to know first time, I was only telling one thing, how can I, because people said, how come we never got to know? And the BI was manifested that time, was conceptualized that time, and, the conceived that time, actually. And then my only thing is that if that was also my dharma, this is also my dharma. If I would have taken it as a responsibility or duty, I think it was very easy, because this thing is going on, so I am not able to focus on this, right? But it was only because that taken it as a dharma, that's the reason why I was able to give whatever I was able to give.
The reason why BI was conceived at the same time when you were,
In the hospital.
personally speaking, when you were at the lowest point in your life, in your personal life, lowest, okay, where people can panic, they can go mad, okay, but your only anchor was dharma, spirituality, and the willingness to follow 100%, change yourself, transform yourself, admit the mistakes, everything, okay? The reason why the pious platform like BI was also conceived at that time, because you proved in the eyes of divinity, you proved in the eyes of the higher authorities that if you can do your dharma in such a situation, you can still hold on, you can still find your anchor. There are no distractions whatsoever. You are 100% focusing on your dharma. At that time, the universe found you so eligible, so powerful to build something, because BI was only built for what? You were so successful, even if you don't work, your life is sorted. But why BI was conceptualized, why it was thrown in your lap like a second child? It was because of the people who needed this. It was for the people who now needed your energy, the energy to rebuild, the energy to be born again, the energy to, their families now, they were suffering. So imagine that at our lowest point also, when we are following dharma, the universe finds us eligible for something. But that can only be seen if you are looking at it from the lens of dharma. If you're looking at it from the sense of duty, you would have been so irritated. I would have been honestly coming and saying that, Sachin, why are you so irritated? But everything was being managed so well. This is the power of dharma. And that's why historically also we've seen in all these shastras, we've always seen that now Ravan did not follow dharma. Despite of being a bhakt, despite of being so spiritually elevated, he decided to renounce dharma at one point in time. Okay, so dharma is something which should always stay with you, should always be reiterated with you. ऐसा नहीं होता once a dharmic person, always a dharmic person. You work on yourself every time. You get more clarity on this path every time. But it's very different. It's very powerful. And I gave this example, because now when we look at this example, there were times when this was a very emotional thing. But now I think this is the most apt example, because this is most of your team here. This is the most apt example of understanding the power of dharma. That how a leader handles the lowest point in his personal life and still does not renounce dharma. In fact, is always asking for more help. That, okay, Dee, tell me what should I do? Dee, tell me what should I do? So the dharma is that you handle it yourself. Your parents should not know. Your dharma is not to put your parents through this agony. Okay, I won't tell my parents. You understand? There was no question asked here. It's the same story which I told you yesterday, that when Vishwamitra goes to Dashrath and says, I want to ask you for something, Dashrath says, okay, granted. Does not even think. So there was no question asked here. That, oh, how is it possible that if I don't even tell my parents, no, they might think this, they might think that. No. Dharma says, you need to focus on your daughter, and your dharma as a son also says that your parents should not go through this right now. We should not tell your parents this. There was no question asked. This is the power. Are you all able to follow what I'm saying? And now, I mean, are you able to sort of, Vipin, understanding what I'm saying?
Easy.
Okay. Thank you, Sachin.
Thank you.
Sakshi.
Har Har Mahadev, Guruma. Savir wanted to talk.
Yes, Savir.
हर महादेव गुरुमा
Har Har Mahadev.
मुझे धर्म नहीं समझ आया
अयो अभी पूरा सत्संग फिर से करना पड़ेगा साविर जब हम मिलेंगे ना महाशिवरात्रि पे तो मैं समझाऊंगी
ठीक है और मेरा धर्म क्या है
आपका धर्म है मम्मा पापा का दादू दादी का बहुत सारा ख्याल रखना
ठीक है
ठीक है
ठीक है
उनको पानी देना जब मम्मा जूम कॉल कर रही होती है तो मम्मा का गला शायद सूख जाता है तो मम्मा को पानी दे देना आके पापा को पानी दे देना दिस इज योर धर्म
ठीक
ओके
हर हर महादेव
Har Har Mahadev, Guruma.
यस रितिका
So I very well understand what was discussed. But now my question is, so in times of conflict in head, how to decide what is a duty or dharma? So what I feel is then your guru will always put you on the path. Like you talked about Bhai and then Arjun also in times of conflict. There is no other way to, in times of those times. How do you choose?
There is no other way because you see, your mind and your brain is always playing these games.
Correct.
And that is why this path of spirituality and continuously, like I was telling one girl yesterday, she's gone through so much and she has not been attending satsangs for 3 months. And yesterday she wrote me a long message and so much has happened in her life. I said, why didn't you attend the satsangs? What other way do you have to connect? If you wait for a personal session, then it is going to take months. So this path of being in satsang, I think is the shortest path to keep cleansing yourself because every time you sit with a conflict, it gets resolved, I feel. But जब खुद से बात करते रहते हैं ना रितिका,
correct,
then it keeps becoming a whole जंजाल inside. वो गांठें बनती रहती हैं.
Yeah.
Because you feel you have done your dharma, but it could be your duty, it could be an obligation, it could be irritation. Now, doing the duty out of irritation is not dharma.
Yes.
Correct. So as a mother, I feel as a leader, sometimes, and I was saying this in the Shakti Satsang, to you only, that there's so much of, or I think I wrote to you, there's so much of, itni aag hai na tumhare andar. There is so much of capacity, capability, talent. But I feel that in all the people who are extremely talented, lot of their energy goes in conflicts. बहुत सारी चीजें, अपने आप से बातें करते रहना, अपने नैरेटिव बदलते रहना, अपने आप को एक स्टोरी देते रहना, क्यों करना है, क्यों नहीं करना है. ओके, every time the most intelligent people are spending a lot of energy in conflicts. And if a lot of that energy goes in surrender, that okay, for once I will not take any decision myself, I will, whatever is being told to me, I will do that. For once, if you take that decision, you realize how your power comes back to you.
Got it. Got it.
But at least with your question, a lot of people have understood this difference. This discussion prolonged, and a lot of people have written that they have understood the difference. And they asked that, if you can explain it with an example. So I'm just explaining that Bhishma Pitama it was only a vow, it was only a duty, it was not dharma. And देखो उसका कितना बड़ा consequence face करना पड़ा सबको.
Right.
Right?
Right. Thank you.
And if sometimes if you message and the answer does not come, that's why I say that a living guru is the best state to have. At least you can talk. Otherwise, then after some time, if you don't have a living guru or it's not accessible,